Yo, what's up everybody, it's Peace. Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at our Snake Eyes FTK, and we're going to show you what I would do to make it even better than it was when it was first invented. Alright, so when it was first invented, there was obviously the 3 Ash, and then we had the 2 Poplar and whatnot, so super consistent. But the whole entire goal of the strategy is to essentially utilize Proxy F Magician to fuse off a machine and one of your pyros to create Blaze Fenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird, use its effect, bring it back with Promethean Princess because it's a fire, use it a second time, and then for the third time, go into Amphibious, Zelantis, you're going to be linking something else, you're going to reset it basically with your Zelantis to utilize it a third time, and then finally you link off for Agave Dragon, and you have your 2 Flamberge in graveyard, so you get to burn your opponent for an extra 200 to be exactly game. Now, this isn't going to be super consistent and whatnot, but I wanted to try it out and see what I could do with the strategy. So I did a little bit of building off camera, and I wanted to show you what I had so far, and then we can finish it off together. All right, so the combo needs access to your Jet Synchron, and then also full Snake Eyes combo. So it's essentially a 2-card combo. One of the 2 cards can be the Wanted, the Bonfire, obviously Ash works, and then obviously Black Witch works. There are other cards that you can utilize. I'm going to have to actually go into my Drytron deck to get a 1-for-1, because I believe that would be very good for this as well. And then I'm also going to steal Pot of Prosperity from that deck as well. So 1-for-1 in Pot of Prosperity. So tons of starters. And the thing about this type of strategy, like Pendulum FTK and now Snake Eyes FTK, is that even if your FTK gets stopped, you can pivot. Much like you can pivot in Drytron, for example. If you're going down the Fairy line and you get hand-trapped, you can go down the new 2 line now. So with this, if you get hand-trapped, you just end on a regular Snake Eyes board with hand-traps. This deck is going to be insane. I'm so excited for this. All right, so this is what I started off with. And then some engine pieces that are necessary. Obviously, you're going to need your 2 copies of Flamberge because you need 2 dragons in graveyard to trigger your Agave Dragon to burn your opponent for that last 200. You're going to need the your 1 Poplar now, unfortunately. And then because we lost out on a lot of those cards, I decided to play 3 Oak. This is probably incorrect, but I decided to play it anyway. And then in case we draw our 1 of Poplar, we do play our Snake Eyes Birch as well, which is really cool. Another cool card that we have is the Jet Synchron. This is part of what you summon off of your original Sinful Spoils, or you search off your Snake Eyes Ash in order to give you the machine that you need and the extra body on board. Part of your combo, you're going to need to go through the Temple of the Snake Eye. I was thinking of actually including a small Kashtira package and terraforming, just so that it would be more resilient to hand traps. Because say your Poplar gets ashed or something, and then you just activate terraforming, and you just add the field spell anyway. So it's as if you played through that interaction. But I ended up deciding that people are not most likely hand-trapping the Poplar. They're probably saving it for the Ash, which you can utilize some of the Charmers in the extra deck to actually continue playing by going into Princess, and then at least ending on a board. You're obviously not going to get to FTK through hand traps, but that's why we play the Cross-Out Designators. Speaking of Cross-Out Designators, that's another thing I need to take for my Drytron strategy. We're going to play 3 Cross-Out Designators. So 1 Cross-Out Designator, 2, and 3. And you know what? Let's add a Called by the Grave just for some spice. We're obviously going to need some targets for that, but I wanted to address something really quick about this strategy. The initial strategy that I saw online was playing Parallel Exceed. That was very easily accessible because there's so many level 1 monsters in the game at the time we had Link Karibo. Link Karibo, rest in peace, is now no longer with us. So you can't just normal summon Snake Eye Ash, get Impermed, and then link off into Link Karibo and activate Parallel Exceed. That's just no longer a play that we can do. But I still do see the strength in running the Infernal Flame Banshee. This is what you would make with your 2 level 4 Parallel Exceeds in order to search your Poplar or any other Pyro that you need access to. This card is so amazing that I wanted to search the game for an engine that I could utilize that will not waste my normal summon, but will be very compact and can put 2 level 4 bodies on board. I ended up with a staple from my previous strategy of Super Heavy Samurai, Trap Tricks, Punk Therion, the Super Heavy Samurai engine. These 6 starters, each one by themselves, will allow you to get 2 level 4 bodies without your normal summon, as long as it's your first action and you haven't used any spells or traps. These only work if you don't have any spells or traps in your graveyard, which is fine. You could even be playing the Kashtira package and still utilize this. But this gives you 2 level 4 bodies on board, which increases the consistency of this deck by a mile. And I can go over that engine, but you do play 2 bricks for it. The Super Heavy Samurai Monk Big Benkai, which searches your Super Heavy Samurai Soul Gaia booster. This will give you your 2 level 4 bodies, which is broken. Also, if you already have access to your Snake Eyes engine, you don't need to overlay for Prime Banshee. I actually do play, I opted to try Omega. So Psyframe Lord Omega, you'll Synchro Summon, which will set up your scales. So you'll have a low scale of 1 and a high scale of 8. So you can Pendulum Summon out like a Black Witch if you need to, and you don't have to waste any of your card advantage. And then also, you get to rip one of your opponent's hand traps out of their hand, which will help you FTK even better. And I think you'll need, you don't even have to go into your, I haven't done the calculations yet, but you probably don't even need to go into Agave Dragon because you'll already have 2 face-up Pendulum Scales on the field in addition to the rest of the combo. So you're probably going to be doing the 2,700 damage for each of your 3 burns, so you don't need to do that extra 200 damage at the end. You'll just be able to flat out FTK with just Blaze Phoenix, which is really cool. Cool in quotes. But yeah, I opted to try that. I haven't tested it yet, obviously, but in theory, it's very good. And then one really good extender that we can utilize that's really good in this deck is Monster Reborn. The list that I saw was also playing the other Monster Reborn card that summons to a zone a Link monster points to. I think that's called World Legacy Succession, but that was back when we had Link Karibo. We no longer have that downward-facing arrow. You need to have 2 bodies to be able to go into an IP Masquerena to use that card, so I opted to cut that from the list. That list also played a bunch of random hand traps. Now I'm going back into the Drytron strategy to get those hand traps out, because obviously we want to be able to cross-out Designator them, but we also want to stop our opponent. They played 9 hand traps. They played 1 Nibiru, 1 Infinite Impermanence, 1 Droll, and then they played 3 Ash and 3 Veiler. So that's a total of 9 hand traps, and they were playing 40 cards. I'm going to go slightly over 40 because I'm crazy. I could look up some of this stuff on the Hypergeometric Calculator, and honestly, I think I will. So we are going to play a similar hand trap ratio. We're going to play the 1 Droll. We're going to play the 1 Nib. They also played Talents, but they didn't play Thrust. I don't think I'm going to bother with the Thrust, just like they didn't bother with Thrust, because what are you setting off this? Imperm? Like, no one cares. Going second, that might be a good option, but I'm not going to opt for that right now. Imperm, and then the Talents, and then now we need 3 Ash and 3 Veiler to start with. So I'm going to go the 1 Ash from my Drytron strategy. And actually, that's it. Because I only play 1 action Drytron as a crossout target. So let me go to my hand trap pile. We got our 3 Veilers. Shout out to Shifter. Our 2 other Ashes. And then that was everything. But I do think that Ghost Ogre is very strong, this format. And that can be the difference between life and death. So I will actually take my Ghost Ogre from my Drytron strategy, and I'll go ahead and plop it in here as well. So I've never gotten this far on assembling the deck. I wanted to do a lot of this on stream so that you guys can see it and then maybe give me some feedback and then see my thought process. So I haven't counted this. So I don't know how many cards this is. We're going to see how many this is and what we're going for here. So 8 for the Super Heavy Samurai package. And then let's take the rest of our starters over here. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 minus the 2 bricks is 18 starters, which is insane. And we got plenty of hand traps. So that is 20. All right, 20. Next up, injury requirements 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. We might be able to cut one of these. 28, 29, and 30. All right, so we've got 10 more cards to make this a 40-card deck, but I don't think we'll make it. All right. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41. All right, that's a lot of hand traps. 42, 43, 44, 45, 46. Dang, 46. That feels gross. I think I might put or cut an oak. Yeah, I'm going to cut one of the oaks. Sorry, oak. Shout out to Baby Brian and Anthony Gross for giving me the oaks. All right, I cut this down to 45. We can actually do the hypergeometric calculator to see what this will actually do to change it. Because we're going from 46 to 45. This also increases the amount of chance that we will see our hand traps, but it does slightly lower our chance of seeing our actual starters and engine. So this is the main deck that I have so far. Extra deck, I want to go over it with you guys. They were playing the... excuse me. The Link Haribo, obviously, but I'm going to replace that with a card for my Directron strategy called Relinquished Anima. Boop. They were also playing IP and SP Masquerena, so IP... Oh, SP Little Knight and IP Masquerena. They were also playing the Nightmare Phoenix. And then finally, they were playing the Access Code Talker. So they were playing these cards, obviously. They weren't playing the Omega because they were using Parallel Exceed. This was actually a copy of the Salamangrate Raging Phoenix monster that can be used to OTK. I do not own that card anymore. I moved it because I never thought I'd have access to the Snake Eye engine. So I put Omega over that slot since I'm playing the Super Heavy Samurai engine. And then also, in fringe scenarios where you cannot OTK, or FTK rather, the Jet Synchron can be used to synchro with one of your level 7 Diabell stars, which can give you the Psyframe Lord Omega if you want to go down that route. So that is another option that you could do. Obviously, you need the Agave Dragon in the main deck, the Blaze Phoenix, and the Proxy F Magician. This is the only 3 cards that are different than a normal Snake Eye strategy. So, like, literally, it's like playing an FTK where you don't need any main deck bricks is insane. The commitment is literally only 3 extra deck slots, which is why we play Prosperity, because we can just, if we can't FTK, just get rid of these 3, and like it makes your life a lot easier. Next up, the Zealantis. This is part of the regular Snake Eye strategy, and then also you get to bring back your Blaze Phoenix and use it again. Your Link 4 Fire Monster, they were playing both this and the Raging Phoenix, so it's funny, but I opted to just play the one because that's what I have. Princess, they were also playing Celine, and I think this was after Apollosa was banned. I don't know why they were playing Celine. I guess it helps to bring back your Black Witch if you... Like, I don't understand. I guess it just makes OTKing with Zeus, or not Zeus, Access Code Talker better because it adds a light into rotation and it's very easy to make. So, I mean, I guess that, and then you could Monster Reborn Veiler from your graveyard. I mean, I don't know why they played it, but I'm going to try it and then see how I like it. And then they played the Hida, and then this was for their Parallel Exceed play, but I replaced the Parallel Exceed engine and the 2 Ashes that I had to cut and the 1 Poplar that I had to cut because of the ban list with the Super Heavy Samurai package. So that is the extra deck. Let me just make sure this is 15. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Now, side deck, I didn't complete either, but here's a preliminary showing. I wanted to have access to Dark, because in the mirror match, you can take your opponent's Diabell Star, and you can try and full combo with that, which is really strong. And you always have access to a Dark because of Relinquished Anima. So if you can put 2 bodies on board, you can try to get into your Snake Eyes package, and it makes going second even more consistent, in my opinion. So I did want Dark somewhere on the list. They didn't play it at all in the side deck or the main deck of that FTK strategy that I was looking at. But I wanted to have it somewhere on my list, so I put it in the side deck. And then Baguska. So it was either this or Kiki Nagashi Fucho. I feel like it would be easier under Shifter to make Baguska with the Super Heavy Samurai package than to make Kiki Nagashi Fucho and try to live that way. Although this loses to Imperm, I just don't see how easy it is to get 2 level 1 bodies. Like, you would need to have access to the Snake Eyes Ash, and then even then, like, your stuff's probably going to get banished anyway, and you're going to need to have access to one of your Oaks. I think I just talked myself out of this. I don't think Baguska is correct. I think I side the Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Alright, so I'm going to cut the Baguska for the Kiki Nagashi Fucho. Maybe I could play both. I don't know. Alright, I'll just play both for now. Just for now. And then for the rest of the side, obviously, when you're going first, you don't need like all of the hand trap type disruption. The main deck hand traps are just basically if you lose the die roll. When we're going into games 2 and 3, say we lost, we can put in Anti-Spell Fragrance and Skill Drain. And then if we were playing Thrust, we could play like a Daruma Cannon, some Dimensional Barriers. Even if you want, you can play Silvera. This is just like thoughts that I had. And then since there's a lot of FTKs running around, you can also play the Spooky Dogwood, which makes it like impossible to FTK. Like it stops not only Tempai, but also it stops the Gimmick Puppet FTK, and it would also stop this FTK as well. And then I do own one Molcharmi Perulia. I would love to move this if anyone wants to get this $100 card off of me. But, I mean, it's another cross-out target. And if you're going second, you can also try to use it on your opponent to draw a couple of your other hand traps. So I figured I would use it while I still own it. But I'm trying to get rid of this. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I could play one more card, like a Harpy's Feather Duster, or probably a Thrust. But I don't know. But I don't want to worry about the side deck right now. I want to worry about the main deck, and I want to show you guys the actual FTK, and then we can end that portion of the video. So from what I gathered, the FTK needs to have the full 5-card hand. So 3 crossout designator is fine, but you need to be able to set one of the cards in order to get to the full damage. You need access to Snake Eyes Ash, and then also to Diabell Star. So this could either be a Bonfire or just Snake Eyes Ash all together, or like outright, and then there's the Diabell Star. So I'm going to try and replicate this combo, and we don't edit around here. We're live streaming, in fact, so if I mess up, then I mess up. All right, so I believe you start off with Snake Eye Ash. Activate Effect Search. This is going to get you your Poplar. Now you can activate your Poplar to special summon itself. Activate the effect to search. This is going to give you your field spell. You need as many face-up cards as you can possibly get. So we're going to get Divine Temple of the Snake Eye. We're going to go ahead and activate Divine Temple. That is going to place our copy of Oak. Now we're going to use Ash to send the Oak to the graveyard to summon out our copy of Snake Eyes Flamberge. I think we Diabell Star here, ditching Crossout, because we need something in grave for Flamberge to spell and trap to get enough damage from the Blaze Phoenix. This is going to activate our Diabell Star to set the way that we can access our Jet Synchron, which is original Sinful Spoil Snake Eye. I think we're going to activate it here, sending the Diabell Star to get access to the Jet Synchron at this point. So we're going to access the Jet Synchron. Oh, man. Then I think we just make Proxy F Magician here. instead of IP Masquerena. This will trigger the Flamberge effect. I don't think we're... Oh, shoot. No, hold on. I messed up. Let's go back. Not Proxy F Magician just yet. What we're going to do is we're going to use Flamberge Dragon to put the Diabellstar into the scale. Or, we're going to make it a spell and trap. All right, now we're going to go link these two off for Proxy F Magician, like I said. We're going to trigger Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon. We're not going to trigger Poplar yet. We're going to summon out Oak and Ash, and we're going to use Oak to special out the Poplar. Next up, we're going to activate... During your main phase, you can fusion summon one fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters from your field as fusion materials. Okay, so we're going to activate this effect. We're going to fusion summon. We're going to use Jet Synchron and Poplar to make our copy of Blaze Fenix, the Burning Bombardment Bird from PRC1, broken. One machine-type monster and one pyro-type monster. We fulfilled our condition. Once per turn during your main phase, you can inflict 300 damage to your opponent for each card on the field. This card cannot attack during the turn you activate this effect. All right, so on the summon, we're going to go ahead and activate Poplar. We can literally only put Poplar down because we need to summon our Jet Synchron back by discarding a card, and we need to be able to have our Snake Eyes Flamberge Dragon in graveyard for the final bit of damage off of the Agave Dragon, or Agave Dragon. So we're going to put the Snake Eyes Poplar in the spell and trap zone now. Now we're going to use Jet Synchron effect. We're going to discard the one of the cross-out designators to special summon it. Then we're going to set a card. Now we're going to activate the effect of Blaze Fenix, the Bombardment Bird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 times 3 is 27. So bam, 2,700 damage to our opponent. We're going to link these two off for a Promethean Princess. Promethean Princess effect, bring back the Blaze Fenix. This is a soft once per turn per copy, so I can activate it again. Activate effect, 27 again. So this is 54 damage so far. Now, I'm going to link this with Ash. I think we need to leave Oak on field. Oh, wait, you know what? This is banished by its own effect, so I think we have to go... Yeah, this is actually complicated. All right, we're going to get rid of Jet Synchron and Promethean Princess for the Ambler Whale. Then we're going to get rid of this for the World Sea. We're going to use World Sea, banish these. Yeah, because if we banish the Jet Synchron, I think... Since its banishment leaves the field, that's considered leaving by its own effect, so we wouldn't get to special summon it back, right? Let me read Zealantis, actually. You can only use one of this effect, or you can only control one World Zealantis. You can only use each of the following effects once per turn. During your main phase, you can banish all monsters on the field, then special summon as many monsters as possible that were banished by this effect to their owner's field, face up or face down defense position. Okay, so, since... it wasn't banished by this effect, it was banished by its own effect, it would not come back. So make sure you get rid of the Jet Synchron at that point. Now, use your World Sea, banish these 4, and then you bring back all 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, once again, you activate the effect to burn, now for only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which is 2,400. 2,400 plus 5,400 is 7,800. So we're missing 200 burn damage. That is where we come in with our Snake Eyes Oak. We use Oak effect, cost, special summon our second Flamberge Dragon from our deck. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4 for Agave Dragon. Now, Agave Dragon reads 2+ monsters except tokens. If this card is link summoned, you can apply these effects in sequence, depending on the types of monsters in the graveyards. Skip over any that do not apply. You can only use this effect of Agave Dragon once per turn. Alright, so the first effect is inflict 100 damage to your opponent for each dragon. So we count the number of dragons. We have 1 Flamberge Dragon and 2 Flamberge Dragon. So that's 200 damage, your opponent's dead. Just for the class, we can read the other effects. This card gains 200 attack for each dinosaur. I don't think there's any dinosaurs in here. Your opponent's monsters lose 300 attack for each Sea Serpent. We've got World CZ Lantis, but I think that's it. Yeah, that's it. And then you gain 400 life points for each worm. I don't think we have any worms in Grave. No, we don't. All right, so yeah, so you burn your opponent for the 200, and they're dead, so they don't get a turn at all. All right, now that I showed you the combo, and you guys know essentially how it works, and look at all this follow-up that we have. We have IP, we have Anima, we have SP, we have Nightmare, we've got Access Code Talker, we got Celine, Peta, Infernal Flame Banshee, and Psyframe Lord Omega. Yeah, so if we get stopped, we can do other stuff as well, which is really cool. All right.